Very good. So we start with the Mangalacharan and then we go ahead. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतिष्वे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तवतारं भक्त्याख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नामचिन्तामणि कृष्णश्चैतन्य रसविग्रह पूर्णशुद्धो नित्यमुक्तो अभिन्नत्वं नाम नामिनो। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवात्सादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवती स्नैष्टिकी। सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टो मतस्मृतिर्ज्ञानमापोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृद्वेदविद् एव चाहं नानाशास्त्रविचारणैकनिपुनो सद्धर्मसंस्थापको लोकानां हितकारिणो त्रिभुवने मान्यो शरण्यकरो राधाकृष्णपदारविन्दभजना नन्देन मत्तालिको वन्दे रूपसनातनो रघुयुगो श्रीजीवगोपालको। सर्वशास्त्राभिपीयूष सर्ववेदैकसत्फला सर्वसिद्धान्तरत्नाद्य सर्वलोकैकदिक्प्रदा सर्वभागवता प्राणा श्रीमद्भागवता प्रभु कलिद्वन्द्वोदितादित्य श्रीकृष्ण परिवर्तिता परमानन्दपाठाय प्रेमवर्ष्यक्षराय ते सर्वदा सर्वसेव्याय श्रीकृष्णाय नमोऽस्तु मे। मदेकबन्धु मत्सङ्गिन् मद्गुरु मन्महादना मन्निष्ठारक मद्भाग्या मदानन्द नमोऽस्तु ते। असाधु साधु तादायिन्नति नीचोचताकरा हानमुञ्च कदाचिन्मां प्रेम्ण हृत्कण्ठयो स्फुरा सर्ववेदान्तसारं हि श्रीमद्भागवतम् ईष्यते तद्रसामृततृप्तस्य नान्यत्र शाद्रति क्वचित् निम्नगानं यथा गङ्गा देवानामच्युतो यथा वैष्णवानां यथा शम्भो पुराणानाम् इदं तथा श्रीमद्भागवतं पुराणममलं यद्वैष्णवानां प्रियं यस्मिन् परमहंस्य एकम् अमलं ज्ञानं परं गीयते तत्र ज्ञानविरागभक्तिसहितं नैष्कर्म्यम् आविष्कृतं तच्छृण्वन् सुपटं विचारणा परो भक्त्या विमुच्यन्नर हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Pranams Mataji. Welcome you all to this morning session of Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes, Pranams Mataji. So please bless me so that I speak the right word in a right mood, taking this as a savor for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord and for my own purification. So I'll share. So we are in the fourth canto, the creation of the fourth order, and chapter 30. And in that, chapter 30 is activities of the Pracheta. So we are going to do from the 17th verse onwards. I will cover 17 to 20. So just to get the flow, I'll just set a small summary of what is happening so far. So we saw that the Maitra Muni had told Vidura about the Prachetas, isn't it? Who are the Prachetas?
Of Prachina.
Sons of Prachina Bharishat.
Prachina Parishad, right? So when they were asked to procreate the progeny, so they first set out for doing some austerity, understanding the life before they enter into the Grahasthashram. So in that they were doing meditation underwater, and then they meet the Lord Shiva, isn't it? And then Lord Shiva gives them some guidance. Some they first offer prayers to Lord Shiva, and in return, Lord Shiva guides them, gives them some instruction. So now Vidura again he had heard about right Maitreya Muni talking about Prachina Bari and his son Prachetas. So now that time he had just briefly mentioned, the Prachetas pleased the Lord by chanting the prayers given to them by Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva being pleased by he had given them some prayers. So when they recited their prayers and they did austerity for 1,000 years, so 10,000 years, the Lord was also pleased. Now Vidura is now again he is going and asking Maitreya Muni that you had said that the Lord was satisfied when they chanted the prayers given by Lord Shiva. What did they actually achieve? He wanted to know that what did the Lord give them, isn't it? They were, he was, you said that the Lord was pleased. So what was that did they get? Apart from going to the spiritual world, what blessings did they receive? In this, when they were in this material world, what were the blessings that they received? So from first to 17 verse, what did you understand? What were the blessings that they received? What did Maitreya Mani tell Vidura to his these questions?
Mataji, first they got darshan of Lord Vishnu.
Yes, they got the darshan of Lord Vishnu. Yes, then what did the Lord say?
The Lord praised them that he was pleased by their service and the brotherhood between them.
Yes. Yeah, then?
And he also said that that they'll marry that princess and Rishi Kandu's daughter and they'll have progeny.
Okay.
From
Anybody?
Locha. From Locha with Sage Kandu, no, Mataji?
Whose daughter she was?
Sage Kandu and Pramalochana's.
Yes, So what did she? Then who looked after her?
The moon,
Chandra.
The trees.
Yeah. Yes. So what did he do when she was crying?
I think he put his finger in her mouth.
Yeah, he put his finger in her mouth, and from that finger, the nectar flew, and that could satisfy her, right? So, what do you think? Why did Vidura again come back to that question? Like, why did he again ask? What did he? Okay, it was said that they did austerity, and the Lord was pleased. They got the darshan. And then why did he ask that? What did he? Okay, they went to the spiritual world, but what was the benediction given to them when they were in the material world? So why did Vidura ask that question? What did he want to understand, or what was the message for us? What do you think? Why did he again come to that question? So it is said that again he wanted to know, because they are pure devotees of the Lord, right? So again they wanted to hear about the pure devotees, and they wanted to hear about, he wanted to hear about what are the results of doing devotional service. And that is also a lesson to us, that it is so important for us to take up the devotional service, do our sadhanas properly, so that we can achieve the desired destination. So again, he came back to that question, understanding, because he wanted to know, and it was a lesson to us, how important it is for us to take up devotional service rather than entangle ourselves into the material engagements. So that is why he said that he wanted to know. First is he wanted to know about the pure devotees. He wanted to know about the results of the devotional service, so that we can also sincerely do our sadhana and bring about changes in our life. So here we understand that the Lord tells him that, oh Pracheta, anyone who remembers, because they are the so pure devotees, who remembers the Prachetas, they will develop a good relationship and harmony. Those who recite Lord Shiva's prayers can get the intelligence and fulfillment of the desire, and the Prachetas' fame would spread throughout the world, and they would get a powerful son who would who would populate the universe, right? And then he was instructed to marry the virtuous girl who was the daughter of sage Kandu and Apsara from Alocha, and that child was protected by the moon god. So, fulfilling their duty to creating progeny in obedience to their father. So, this was what was the summary so far in this chapter. So, now we will go on with the 17th verse. We'll say that what the Lord says. दिव्यवर्षसहस्राणां सहस्रा महतोजसः बहुमान् भुक्ष्यता भोगान् वै दिव्यांश्चानुग्रहान् मम. Anybody would like to recite? Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. दिव्यवर्षसहस्राणां सहस्रम् अहतौजसः भौमान् भोक्षयता भोगान् वैदिव्यांश्चानुग्रहान् मम. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, the translation.
Shall I read, Mataji?
Somebody else, there are many who are
Varnali
raised.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams.
Thank
you. Translation by His Divine Grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada. The Lord then blessed all the Prachetas, saying, "My dear princess, by my mercy, you can enjoy all the facilities of this world as well as the heavenly world. Indeed, you can enjoy all of them without hindrance and with full strength for 1,000,000 celestial years." Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. There was one Mataji, who was always the first to read. She's not there nowadays. Hope all well. I'm not getting her name.
Is it
Vasudha.
Vasudha Mataji?
Vasudha.
Vasudha
Vasudha, yes, yes.
She had joined yesterday, Mataji.
Okay. So she's there. No problem. Yeah. So we see, understand there, Divya Varsha Sahasranam Sahasra Mahatojasaha. So Bahuman, so it is said that the heavenly planets, they are, what did the Lord say? That without being defeated and with power, they will rule this world in and for how many years? They will rule for thousands of years of the celestial planet. That much lifelong they had given, and they will and the enjoyment will be of the heavenly world for how many years? As that of the 1,000 years of the celestial planet, and that they are getting by my mercy, by the mercy of the Lord. They would be getting to enjoy without being defeated. With full power they will enjoy this material world, just like that of the heavenly planet, and their lifespan is said to be 1,000 years as that of the celestial planet. That is what it is said. So the Lord being blessed, what did he say? My dear princess, by my mercy, right? By my mercy, you will get all these facilities in this world. Somebody can read the purport.
Hare Krishna, Krishnamurti Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranams Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Purport by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. The duration of life prescribed for the Prachetas by the Supreme Personality of Godhead is calculated by the time measurements of higher planetary systems. Our 6 Earth moments are said to equal 12 hours in the higher planetary systems. 30 days equal 1 month and 12 months equal to 1 year. In this way, for 1 million years, according to the calculations of the higher planetary system, the Prachetas were allowed to enjoy all kinds of material facilities. Although this lifespan was so long, the Prachetas were given full bodily strength by the grace of the Lord. In the material world, if one wants to live for many years, he must endure the difficulties of old age, invalidity of many other miserable conditions. The Prachetas, however, were given fully bodily strength to enjoy material facilities. This special facility was given to the Prachetas so that they could continue rendering full devotional service. This will be explained in the following verse. Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna.
Dandavat Pranams.
Pranam. So we see that the Lord had given them, here we see, right? Lord had given them a long life. But then he's telling, yes, you will live a long life, but then you will be ahata, not being defeated, and by your power. That means we know that in this material world, as we age, right? We cannot see well, we cannot hear, right? Then the bodily impediments are there as we age, when we live for a longer life, isn't it? But then here we see that the Lord is telling that I will give you, by my mercy, I will give you the full strength, and nobody can defeat you. The old age, nothing can be, they will not be overcome by old age. Why he is giving that? If it was for an ordinary man giving a longer life, like in heavenly planets, they are given a longer life because of their pious activity. They are remunerating their pious points by enjoying. But here we see that the long life which is being given to the Prachetas, Lord gave them, and because he knew that they are liberated, they will never get deviated and will utilize that in the service of the Lord. So the Lord blessed them with an extraordinarily long life, 1 million celestial years. And he said that it would be uninterrupted. Their strength would be, they will have that strength and access to all material and heavenly facilities, right? But they will not be overcome, right? It is said that our 6 months is equal to their half day, 12 hours. So you can imagine such a long life he was given. But then that long life was given to them. The Lord gave his mercy. See the protection to his pure devotees. He's telling that you will not be burdened by the old age, and there won't be any sufferings. right? Rather, by my mercy, they will be protected from the miseries of this prolonged life so that they can continue to do devotional service with full vigor. Right? So Prabhupada is telling that material facilities are not inherently inherent, they are not obstacles for us. It all depends upon how we are going to use it. So having a long life, oh, the understanding now I will not die. I have given a long, let me do. No, they utilized it. How to use it in Krishna service instead of our self enjoyment. That is what it is pointed out over here. So a devotee may have money, may have education, may have a lot of influences, but he should not be overcome by pride. He should, because if he does that, there will be reaction to his activities and then there would be bondage. Instead, he should use it for the service of the Lord, for the service of the pure devotees of the Lord. Example we can see just like the fire, right? We can use that fire to cook prasadam for the Lord. The same fire can cause forest fire or burn the entire, the place. So the same way, time, you can use it, the activities, whatever we do, you can use it. That is according to your free will, how you want to use it. So the essence is that not what you have, right? But how you use it. But then it is also said, right? There are so many people who, when we preach and we ask them to come into Krishna consciousness, they are very scared. They say that, we have seen that many of Krishna's devotees, over a period of time, their miseries come in and they lose their opulence and things like that. How do we understand that? But here we see that he has given a long life, and the Lord is telling, the Lord is giving him. Haribol. Anybody?
Mataji, when Lord Hare Krishna Mataji, the Lord gives us everything that should be used in Krishna service also. It should be connected to Krishna.
Correct. But there is also that, sometimes he takes away also. So should we consider it as a mercy of the Lord? How do we? Here we see they are given so much, because we say that don't give such a long lifespan because we are tend to. But here we see that the prachetas are given long life.
That's his mercy so that they don't divert. So they don't divert in the other direction, so that they will remain in Krishna consciousness. It's like his mercy, Mataji.
Okay. Anybody else? Some messages were there, but I'm not yet able to see. Kripamai Mataji has sent some message. What is it, Mataji, you can say?
Mataji, we've replied. She was asking the chapter number.
Okay.
The chapter number, Mataji. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I thought you want to give some. Anyways, let us think over it and then we'll discuss. So this is what, so understanding this, the long life. So here we understand that whatever we have, right? Whatever it should be used in the service of the Lord. So having wealth, having all the opulence is not, it is okay. And till the time you're using it in the service of the Lord. But if there is an attachment, then definitely that is a mercy that the Lord takes away so that you can concentrate in His service. So He will take away to that extent that you can tolerate and you can focus on His service. So we will see in the further verses, we will understand that again. Verse number 18, anybody can recite?
Sureshwari Mataji, you can recite the shloka, Divya Mataji the translation, and Shubha Mataji the purport. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी दंडवत प्रणाम। अत मयि अनपायिन्या भक्त्या पक्वा गुणाशयाः उपयास्यत मद्धाम निर्विद्य निरयाद् अतः। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna, Dandavad Pranam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thereafter you will develop unadulterated devotional service unto me and be freed from all material contamination. At that time, being completely unattached to material enjoyment in the so-called heavenly planets as well as in hellish planets, you will return home back to Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, forfeit by His grace is Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. By the grace of the Lord, the Prachetas were given special facilities. Although they could live millions of years to enjoy material facilities, they still would not be deviated from the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Being thus fully engaged, the Prachetas would be completely freed from all material attachments. Material attachment is very strong. During one lifetime, a materialistic engages in acquiring land, money, friends, society, friendship, love, and so on. He also wants to enjoy the heavenly planets after the annihilation of the body. If one is engaged in the devotional service, however, he becomes unattached to all kinds of material enjoyment and sufferings. In the material world, those who are elevated to the higher planetary systems are supposed to enjoy all material facilities, whereas those degraded to lower planetary systems are supposed to live in a hellish condition. A devotee, however, is transcendental to both heavenly and hellish conditions. According to Bhagavad Gita, Shloka 14.26, a devotee's position is described in this way. Mam chayopyapichareena भक्तियोगेन सेवते सगुणान् समधीत्यैतान् ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते. One who engages in full devotional service, who does not fall down in any circumstances, at once transcends to the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. A devotee is always situated on the Brahman platform. He has nothing to do with material happiness or distress. When one who is strongly fixed in devotional service and free from all material attachments, uncontaminated by the material modes of nature, he becomes fit to return home back to Godhead. Although by special blessings the Praketas would enjoy material facilities for millions of years, they would not be attached to them. Thus, at the end of their material enjoyment, they would be promoted to the spiritual world and return to Godhead. The word Pakva Gunashayaha has special significance, for it means that a devotional service one is able to give up the influence of the three modes of material nature. As long as one is influenced by the modes of material nature, he cannot return to Godhead. It is clearly explained that all planets in the material world, beginning from the Brahmaloka down to the hellish planets, are unfit place for devotees. Padam padam yat vipadam na tesham. A place where there is danger at every step is certainly not a comfortable place. The Lord therefore says in Bhagavad Gita, Shloka 8.16, Abrahma pavanaloka punar avartino arjuna mam upetya tu kaunteya punar janma na vidyate. From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of miseries wherein repeated birth and death takes place. But one who attains to my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. Thus there is no profit even if one is promoted to the highest planet in the material universe, Brahmaloka. However, if one is somehow or the other promoted to the abode of the Lord, he never returns to the material world. Haribol, Dandavat
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Yes. So here we understand that even going to the Brahmaloka that is going to the higher planet is of no use, because even there you will meet, though your lifespan will be long, you can enjoy the material, sense gratification is there for a longer period, but still you have to come back. So the Lord assures Prachetas that they will develop pure devotional service. See, it is the mercy of the Lord. But we have to do endeavors, become completely free from the material contamination, and ultimately they will return to this spiritual world. Even though they were granted extraordinary longevity and facilities, they would not become attached, right? There is always chances when we get some facilities we can get, but they were blessed by the Lord that they will not get entangled into this material condition, hellish conditions of life or the heavenly. Both they will not be, it will never affect them in any way. Srila Prabhupada explains that, what did he explain? That true devotional service makes one transcendental. That is why we are telling, because unless and until we come, we cross. Otherwise, these three modes of nature will put us, you know, in some way or the other, we will get entangled. So, a pure devotee never longer seeks promotion to higher planet or fears lower, because all material planets from Brahmaloka to the hell are temporary and full of danger. So for him it's okay. You put me there or put me down. It hardly matters to me, because I am engaged. Whatever I do, it will be to please the Lord. So that does not affect him in any way. Only the Lord's abode, for him offers real freedom from birth and death. So that is why a steady bhakti, the prachetas would become fully purified. Pavakaha gunashaya. And then they can return back to Godhead. Isn't it? So this is the summary of this verse, which says that the pure, first is say that the Lord gave them the long life. So we can, and we feel, right, oh, giving them a long life, so there are chances that they can fall down. But then it is said that they were given the mercy of the Lord. Because they were doing devotional service, the Lord said that you will, that is why they tell us that always do your activities. When you're doing your activities, the devotional and the material activities should be parallel, like the track of a train, right? It should go hand in hand. There should be no attachment to the results of our activities, and we should always consider it to be the mercy of the Lord, whatever we get. With that activity, with that mentality, it is only the matter of changing our mentality, and that will help us to do our sadhana more sincere, that we will be grateful for what we got, because we do not take it as our credit. Oh, it is my ability, it is my talent because of which I could do it. No, it is, we always should say that whatever I got, it is a mercy of the Lord. It is because He was pleased by my activities of my talents. He has given me whatever we get. So Prabhupada firmly is establishing that bhakti is the only real qualification for liberation. Whatever means you do, meditating, whatever you do, but you have to do bhakti. Only then you can get liberated. So a pure devotee is above both enjoyment and suffering. Why? Because he is vyavasayatmika buddhi. It is Eke Kuru Nandana. His is everything focused on one point focus it is. So even the highest material achievements are ultimately useless, right? Going to the Brahmaloka in this material world, the highest planet, right? Even that is of no use. So we see that those people who say that working day in and day out, right? Making every modification in the satellite, trying to reach a moon and everything. So it is shrama eva hi kevalam if it does not develop any love for the Supreme Lord. So the real goal of our life is very clear from this verse, that unalloyed devotion to the Supreme Lord. Doing your bhakti devotional service without any deviation. So the 9 process of devotional service. That is why 9 process has been given. So even according to your Shravanam, Kirtanam, you listen for some time, then you talk about it for some time, then you do Archanam, Vandanam, Padasedanam, you clean the temples, you offer prayers, you do Seva. So there are all process understanding our shortcomings, so that one after the other we can do and engage ourselves in the service of the Lord. So we see that without the mercy, do you think without the mercy of the Lord, nothing is possible? So we can please the Lord by doing devotional service. There are many, we say that there are so many people who seek to liberation by doing meditation, isn't it? But then we have seen so many failures of so many sages who get attracted, they try to do meditate, Saubharimani. No? He was doing meditation under the water for so many years, right? And then what happened? One time he saw the fishes mating. He was like, oh, see how well they are enjoying. And what am I doing? See, but the time he spent underwater meditating for liberation, in 1 second, just that thought and that sight, it distracted him, isn't it? And what he did? He came up, he married, he enjoyed married 50 princes, and then the downfall, isn't it? So that is what we say, that never depend upon our ability to reach our goal, the highest goal of life. It is only by the mercy of a devotee we can get devotional service, and it is only by the Lord, mercy of the Lord, that we can get undeterred, undeviated, uninterrupted. We can do our devotion service. So that is what it is said in this verse, that he was given, the Prachetas were given a long life. At the same time, they were blessed that they will do devotional service without being attached or being deviated. With that, can we go on to the 19th verse?
Kripamai Mataji, you can read the shloka and the translation. And the purport is long, so Sharmila Mataji and Padma Mataji all can share it.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandatna Mataji. Grages Avisthanam Kapi Grahesevistam Kapi Pumsam Kusala Karmanam Madvartayata Yamanam Na Bandaya Grahamataha.
Mataha.
Translation.
Griheshva vishatam chapi pumsam kushala karmanam madvartaya tayamanam na bandaya grihamataha. Yes,
Shiva
Mataji.
Vistantam Kapi Pumsam Kusala Karmanam Matvartaya Tayamanam Na Bandaya Grahamattaha.
Wherever there is line on the top, no, Mataji, you pronounce is that a. Griheshva vishatam chapi.
Keshwa Vishatam Chapi. Keshwa Vishatam Chapi Pumsam Kusala Karmanam Matvartayata
Varta, madvarta.
Matvartayata Yamana Yamanam Na Bandaya Grahamattaha.
Yes.
Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada KJ. Those who are engaged in auspicious activities in devotional service certainly understand that the ultimate enjoyer or beneficiary of all activities is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, when one acts, he offers the results to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and passes his life always engaged in the topics of the Lord. Even though such a person may be a participating in family life, he is not affected by the results of its actions.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Dandat Namaste. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Generally, a person living in a family becomes overly attached to fruitive activity. In other words, he tries to enjoy the results of his activities. A devotee, however, knows that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer and the supreme proprietor. Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. Consequently, the devotee does not consider himself the proprietor of any occupation. The devotee always thinks of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the proprietor. Therefore, the results of his business are offered to the Supreme Lord. One who thus lives in the material world with his family and children never becomes affected by the contaminations of the material world. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 3.9. Yajnatar कर्मणो अन्यत्र लोको अयं कर्म बंधनः तदर्थम कर्म kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. One who tries to enjoy the results of his activities becomes bound by the results. One who offers the results of or profits to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, however, does not become entangled in the results. This is a secret of success. Generally, people take sannyasa to become free from the reactions of routine activity. One who does not receive the results of his actions but offers them instead to the Supreme Personality of Godhead certainly remains in a liberated condition. In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Sri Rupa Goswami confirms this. यस्य हरेर्दास्ये कर्मणा मनसा गिरा निखिलाशोऽपि अवस्थासु जीवन्मुक्तः स उच्यते. If one engages himself in the service of the Lord through his life, wealth, words, intelligence, and everything he possesses, he will always be liberated in any condition. Such a person is called a Jivan Mukta, one who is liberated during his lifetime. Devoid of Krishna consciousness, those who engage in material activities simply become more entangled in material bondage. They have to suffer and enjoy the actions and reactions of all activity. This Krishna consciousness movement is therefore the greatest boon to humanity because it keeps one always engaged in Krishna's service. The devotees think of Krishna, act for Krishna, eat for Krishna, sleep for Krishna, and work for Krishna. Thus, everything is engaged in the service of Krishna. A total life in Krishna consciousness saves one from the material contamination, as stated by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaja. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Padma Mataji.
Yeah. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Krishna bhajane yaha haya anukula vishaya baliya tyage tatha haya bhula. If one is so expert that he can engage everything or dovetail everything in the service of the Lord, to give up the material world would be a great blunder. One should learn how to dovetail everything in the service of the Lord, for everything is connected to Krishna. This is the real purpose of life and secret of success. As reiterated later in the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita 3.19, Tasmad asakta satatam karyam karma samachara asakto hi acharam karma paramapnoti purusha. Therefore, without being attached to the fruits of activities, one should act as a matter of duty. For by working without attachment, one attains the Supreme. The third chapter of Bhagavad Gita specially considers material activities for the purpose of sense gratification and material activities for the purpose of satisfying the Supreme Lord. The conclusion is that these are not one and the same. Material activities for sense gratification are the cause of material bondage, whereas the very same activities for the satisfaction of Krishna are the cause of liberation. How the same activity can be the cause of bondage and liberation can be explained as follows. One may get indigestion due to eating too much milk preparations, condensed milk, sweet rice, and so on. But even though there's an indigestion or diarrhea, another milk preparation, yogurt, mixed with black pepper and salt, will immediately cure these maladies. In other words, one milk preparation can cause indigestion and diarrhea, and other milk preparation can cure them. If one is placed in the material opulence due to the special mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he should not consider that opulence a cause of bondage. When a mature devotee is blessed with material opulence, he does not become affected adversely, for he knows how to employ material opulence in the service of the Lord. There are many such examples in the history of the world. There are kings like Prithu Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Janaka, Dhruva, Vaishvata Manu, and Maharaja Ikshvaku. All these were great kings and were specially favored by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If a devotee is not mature, the Supreme Personality will take away all his opulence. This principle is stated by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yasyaham anugrahami harishe tad dhanam sanahi. My first mercy shown to my devotee is to take away all his material opulence. Material opulence detrimental to devotional service is taken away by the Supreme Lord, whereas a person who is mature in devotional service is given all material facilities. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, in this verse, we understand that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer and the proprietor. Bhoktaram Yagya Tapasam. He performs all the activities. So he performs all the activities like a devotee. He will do all his family duties, work, earn, do his daily activities, but he does all that as an offering to the Lord. Because the results are offered to Krishna, such action will not bind. This is the understanding of a pure devotee, and this is what we have to understand and do our activities. And per person who does say like this, it is said that he is Jivan Mukta. That verse given over there, right? That who is called as a Jivan Mukta, right? Here, right? He is called as Jivan Mukta. Why? Iha yasya hare dasye karmana manasa gira. By all his activities, mind, all he is as an offering to Lord. That is why Nikuleshwa api avastasu Jivan Mukta sa uchyate. He achieves liberation. Nikuleshwa api avastasu. He is in the stage of avastha. He is in that stage of liberation, and such person is called as Jivan Mukta. That is how we have to lead our life. So the same activities, giving the example, Prabhupada, like the milk, right? From milk we get curd, but curd is used as a medicine when you develop indigestion because consuming lot of dairy product. So that is how the same thing, the fire is there. That same fire can be used to cook food, prasadam. The same fire can also be used for abominable activities, right? Or cook something which cannot be offered to the Lord. So it is in our hands. How are we going to do it? So a mature devotee can handle wealth and opulence without becoming attached, using everything in his service. So why does Lord take wealth from other devotees, and for some devotees he gives wealth? What do you understand? Now from this verse, the paragraph which we read, how do
For
we
the
come to?
ones where it will prove as an obstacle, he takes it away. And for the ones he's sure they'll use it in the service, he gives them more.
So that is what here it is written. See, a mature devotee, right? A mature devotee, but an immature devotee, where the Lord says that he is flickering, the Lord will try to take away what is his obstacle, not everything, whatever is his obstacle. So when one is mature, the Lord knows that even if I give him, you will use it. So can you give some example wherein the Lord took away from someone?
Srila Prabhupada
Srila
Mataji.
Prabhupada Mataji.
Can you explain that, Mataji?
Mataji, his business was doing very good, and it was going on well. Then, because he was not able to concentrate more on his bhakti, so then his business he was suffered a big loss, and then he had no choice. Like he had to leave everything.
So
And
how do you he is a mature or a immature devotee?
he was a mature devotee only, Mataji.
Mature devotee, then why Lord took it?
Because he was not able to put his 100% attention on to the Lord. He was doing it, of course, but
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
coming to
know.
it.
Yes, yeah, he was doing it, Mataji, but there were some obstacles in his family life.
Yeah, so God, Lord wanted him to do the other way, maybe, right?
Yeah.
Not
Yes,
this way. There is another way that has been decided for you, so you have to. But he was a mature devotee. Because he was a mature devotee, even though it was taken, he did not. Like when the Lord Srila Prabhupada first he started with in Jhansi, right? He started the league, right? The League of Devotees, something like that, isn't it? So there, all those who were involved with him, they took away, right? But then the Prabhupada did not become depressed or morose because of it, right? He said, no, maybe this is his Lord's mercy. I will, maybe there is another way which is being decided for me. I will try out that way. Yeah. So it is not, because there are so many people who are very scared, to come into Krishna consciousness, thinking that, because of this statement where it is said that, I will take away. They don't understand that why it is taken away, why it has to be, why it is good for them, right? So here Prabhupada, the central intention here is that the problem is not the activity, family light, or the opulence, or whatever you have. The problem is consciousness. That is why it is said Krishna consciousness. When our consciousness becomes Krishna consciousness, then everything becomes very. That's why Prabhupada gave us a very practical daily routine which we do, where we eat with Krishna, sleep with Krishna, do our activities with Krishna. Every activity is related to Krishna, isn't it? So that is why there are some Bali Maharaj, he had everything, right? But then he used to give charity. He would, even when Vamana Dev, when the Lord came as Vamana Dev, the Lord, first appreciated him for his activities, for his lineage, for his truthfulness, for his charity and everything. But then he had a little pride also. So the Lord took everything away from him, and then the Lord himself becomes his Dwarpal. Yeah, that is a special mercy. So here we understand that Lord took away. It is not because as a punishment, but it is a mercy of him so that he will engage and then go home back to Godhead. So we understand that if a devotee is immature, that's why Prabhupada says that mature devotee. So if a devotee is immature, Krishna takes away the wealth. That is, for example, we can say that Bali Maharaj. Then later on, it is not that the Lord, in a very sweet way, he knows that he is a good devotee, he can, and then the Lord corrected him. Right? So Krishna's goal is not to make us poor or rich, but his goal is to make us, what do you think? Is to make us pure, right?
Serious.
Yeah. So that we may go back to Godhead. Even in Jaladuta also, right? When Prabhupada was going, he had hardly any money. He suffered 2 attacks, right? And then he wrote, in his diary, right? I'm simply a puppet at your hand. Make me dance and make me dance. So he did not have any fear for the sufferings also. He was like, everything I'm offering it to you. So you can do whatever you want. And thus we see that how Prabhupada, by his mercy, we are at this stage, always remembering Lord. He has given, making our consciousness, Krishna consciousness. Because whatever we do, but our consciousness should be that we are doing it for Krishna. That will help us to go out of this material world. A very good understanding. The 20th only recite, rest in short, I will explain.
Anita
Recitation and
Mataji,
the
please read the
translation.
shloka.
Hare Krishna Mataji. न व्यवद्हृदये यज्ञो ब्रह्मैतद्ब्रह्मवादिभिः न मुह्यन्ति न शोचन्ति न हृष्यन्ति यतो गताः. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Always engaging in the activities of devotion service, devotees feel ever increasingly fresh and new in all their activities. The all-knower, the super soul within the heart of the devotee, makes everything increasingly fresh. This is known as the Brahman position by the advocates of the absolute truth. In a such liberated stage, Brahma Bhuta stage, one is never bewildered, nor does one lament or become unnecessarily jubilant. This is due to the Brahma Bhuta situation.
Hare Krishna. Thanks, Mataji. So, in short, because of shortage of time, we see that a sincere devotee is constantly engaged in the devotional service. He experiences, when we are into devotion, say we are also in this Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, we finish Canto 2, Canto 3, Canto 4. Every day, because we are so inquisitive, we do not feel satiated hearing to the same glory, the same instruction, because all the same instruction, the glories of the Lord is resulting in our purification. There is increasing freshness and joy every month, every day, 8 o'clock. For us, it is 8. For you all, I think 9:30. We feel that eager, to attend the classes, because it is helping us in some or the other way. If it is not helping, definitely, because it has the potency. But if it was something else, materialistic, people will be there for some time, and then even then for a few days, few months, and even eventually shut down. But here it is not. So why this is happening? In the purport Prabhupada says that it is because of the Paramatma within our heart who is actively guiding and inspiring us. You take one step, the Lord will come 10 steps towards you. So when you do a little bit of devotional service, the purification occurs, and then you can understand, you can listen to your Paramatma's guidance. He will guide you. Unlike the material activities, it is very boring. We see children, they will play for Sunday. Oh, so boring. This boring word is very common for them. Little bit they do, and then they say, "Oh, we are, boring." They feel exhausted. But see, we are chanting every day, 16 rounds. We never get satiated. Next day, again, we have to chant, right? And then again, we hear to the glories of the Lord. This all becomes more relishable and the more we perform it. This is the Brahmabhuta. That is the Brahmabhuta stage. That is what is a liberated consciousness, a consciousness which is Krishna consciousness, where one is peaceful, free from confusion, lamentation, and excessive excitement, right? So through the inner guidance, the Lord gives us the Buddhi Yoga to a devotee, leading him progressively come closer to the Lord. So Prabhupada is telling Bhakti Yoga is not something mechanical or monotonous, right? It is a living and a person. It is living and personal to us, right? Guided by Krishna, ever fresh. The more we do, the more we enjoy about his activities and the glories of the Lord, and the more we want to hear. That is why it is said, it is Navaya Mana. Unlike material pleasure, which quickly becomes very stale, isn't it? So chanting the holy name is not a ritual, but it is a joyful exchange with the Lord. The Lord has invested his energies in his name. That is why, though we chant 16 round every day, we never get tired of it. We do it because of the loving exchange we have with the Lord. So the essence is bhakti is genuine. Krishna personally takes charge of the devotee's heart and makes them every aspect of service, whatever they do, every activity becomes joyful and full of inspiration. We do one seva, then later on, next seva, we are more inquisitive, we are more enthused to do that and to know what is it, right? So that is why even when when Vyasadeva was morose, he wrote so many scriptures, but still he was not satisfied. And then Narad Muni comes over. Narad Muni explains to Vyasadeva how devotional service never becomes stale. How Narad Muni, how liberated, so was constantly chanting and glorifying the Lord. He describes that each moment of remembering of Krishna feels newer and more relishable, right? That is why, though Vyasadeva wrote so much, but still he was not satisfied only because he did not glorify the Lord. That is what He says that because Narad Muni tells Vyasadeva, because I was constantly remembering the lotus feet of the Lord, my mind never becomes fatigued, nor I experience any dissatisfaction. So that is the Brahma Bhuta state that is explained over here. So material, but we see the musicians and the scholars, the controversy of A.R. Rahman. He's telling that nowadays he is not getting any what do you call projects. You can say, but why? If it was a devotee who is singing, he will keep on reciting the same bhajan again and again and again and again. When he does it, he gets new realization and new inspiration, right? And he wants to do it more. That is the difference you can understand between doing spiritual and a material activity. So that is what it is explained, that it is a Brahma Bhuta stage. So whatever we do, though it is whatever, from this we can understand that whatever opulence, whatever talents, whatever we have, we should, like the Prachetas, they were given a long life, right? But the Lord within us, as a Paramatma, He will guide us, He will give us the strength if we are engaged in devotional service. And that will, there are so many people who say, suppose you tell that at the time of the death, if we are not in a position to remember the Lord? How can we, guarantee that? So he said, no, you do devotional service. Even if you are in the stage, Lord will give you the mercy and he will help you to remember him and go back to Godhead. So this is the understanding of these 4 verses where the Prachetas were given a long life. Also, they were given a mercy. The Lord gave them the mercy that I give you that you will be undeviated, because they were doing their sadhana in a right way, in a right mood as a service to the Lord. So we also should engage ourselves, whatever we have, do our occupational duty, but yagnartat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. Do it as a yagya, as an offering to the Lord, and this will not lead us to any bondage. So that is the takeaway point of these 4 verses of the chapter 17, the activities of the Prachetas. Hare Krishna. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Mataji, the more you hear Bhagavatam, it's becoming more and more interesting. Every
That
morning we look
is
forward to it.
the
Yeah.
more and more purification and the guidance of the Lord as the Paramatma in our heart. Satatam, the verse is there, right? Which said that
Satatam kirtayanto mam ye jana paryu.
Then
Sanam
Yeah,
yoga.
yeah.
Ramam bhamyamam.
Yeah.
yes, you do activities, Lord will give you the buddhi, the remembrance, everything. So only thing is our consciousness. That is where we have to focus on. It should be everything we are doing, everything we have, everything we do, it should be for the pleasure of God. With that mood we do, there is no bondage. So simple it is. But then the moment we get something, we always try it. It becomes very difficult for us to part away. So even Rupa Goswami said 50% he did it, but then that 50% we should understand is you use it for your family needs, your life, the needs of your family, and then you have to part away some part of your earnings for the service of Krishna. That way you can purify even your earnings. Hare Krishna. Any input? Any questions?
How much Srila Prabhupada has insisted, explained to us.
Yeah, it is this mercy.
How we can go back, what we should do. He's repeating so much, Mataji, to get into our head.
Yes.
It's
He has
amazing.
given every daily activities in such a way that we do not get deviated. Only thing is that we just follow what is given to us. From Mangala Arti to Shaina Arti.
Yes, Mataji.
Then it is in our hands whether how much we want to do or not. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. When we keep on hearing these things, we automatically get detached from things. We think we can do without it. We don't need it in life. Every day that thought comes to mind.
All mercies to our Guru and Gurudev. All mercies to Srila Prabhupada.
Yes, Mataji.
Very good. Yeah, no questions.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
The question you asked, right? Examples you were asking, right? And then you gave this Bali Maharaj's example. Is there any other examples, Mataji? Because usually we give the same example of Prabhupada and Bali Maharaj. So this Nala Kuvara, do they come in this one, Mataji?
Nala Kuvera, you can explain, Mataji. Then we can also help you out. Nala Kuvera, in what way you felt it?
They were rich, right? And they were enjoying, and they didn't even respect saintly person when they
So
came
this
near
is what
them.
happens, opulence, immaturity. When they had
Yeah,
everything,
they are not able to handle it, right, Mataji?
yeah. So the Lord takes it, but then He gives back. Then He realizes it also, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Let's see
can
the
give
mercy
this.
of the Lord. It is the Lord came, and He liberated them.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
And any other examples, Mataji?
There are so many examples, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, Ambrish Maharaj, when there was
Yes. Amrish
Mataji, we
Maharaj,
can
see, he
see.
was He had all the opulence. Janaka Maharaj, Amrisha Maharaj, they had all the opulences, but they were never deviated. They would run everything according to their activity, whatever administration they had to do. But at the same time, they would use it. They would do devotional service also. Amrish Maharaj was a king, but even then, when Durvasa Muni cursed him, also it did not affect him in any way. He maintained his cool.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mataji.
Janaka Maharaj.
Mataji, we can take the example of Pandavas also, right? Pandavas also, they were not, means like they were at one point of time,
they were always surrendered to the Lord. They did not want anything. They want, Kunti Devi says, no, you are there whenever there is difficulty for us. So let difficulties come to me so that you are always there with me.
They were always depending on the Lord, no, Mataji.
Lord,
That
yes.
is why.
Yeah. Okay, Mataji. Bali Maharaj is also a Mahajan, one of the 12 Mahajans, right? So these are the devotees or associates of the Lord who are giving us a lesson that how we should remain detached. Whereas Vena, see, he was born out of such a good king, but then because of, he got entangled because of bad association. And then there was a disaster. And then from him came Prithu Maharaj, a Shaktavesh avatar.
What a contrast, Mataji.
Yeah. So this is how a contrast given to us for us an understanding that there's consequences of entanglement or bondage and the results of devotional service.
Yes.
This Narakasura also born from God, like
Yeah.
but still he became
Bad
an asura.
association.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, bad. So it really matters. We have to associate with it now. Nityananda Trayadashi, 31st. Engage all of you all. We have wishing you a very blessed Nityananda Trayadashi celebration. Let us seek mercy of Lord Nityananda so that we also remain along this path undeviated. Nothing should distract us and keep us along this path with determination.
Happy Nityananda Trayodasi to you also,
Yeah.
Mataji.
Yes. So if there are nothing else, can we end the session?
Thank you, Mataji, for giving
Yes,
us your
Hare Krishna.
association, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Vancha
Vancha.
kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya
Kripa
eva cha
sindhubhya eva cha
patitanam
pavanebhyo
pavanebhyo
vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo namo
namo
namah.
namaha.
Ananda Koti
Shila Shananda ki jai, Shila Prabhupada
Srila
ki jai,
Prabhupada.
Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Thank
Hare
you
Krishna.
Radha
Dhanavad.
Krishna.
Hare
Ram
Krishna.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, you're the host. You can end it.
I have to. Okay. Then I end the session, Mataji. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mataji. Thanks for the support. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.